Imagine the exact second every electric light on Earth goes dark, all at once. No warning, no countdown, just darkness, spreading across the whole planet, and it doesn't come back for 2 full days. That's what happens to Milo. On an ordinary Tuesday evening, in the middle of a city he's lived in his whole life. He's cooking dinner in his small apartment. The stove clicks off, mid sizzle. The refrigerator stops humming. Somewhere outside, a siren cuts off in the middle of its wail. At first, he thinks it's just his building. Maybe a blown fuse, nothing more. Then he looks out the window. The entire skyline is gone. Every office tower, every streetlight, every glowing sign, all of it swallowed by black. Scientists later call it a massive solar storm. A wave of charged particles slams into Earth's magnetic field, all within the same 90 seconds. Transformers explode. Substations fail. The power grid, the one thing modern life quietly depends on every second of every day, simply stops. For the first few minutes, nobody panics. People assume it's temporary. A glitch, something the power company will fix by morning. But morning never brings the lights back. By the first hour, cell towers burn through their backup batteries. Phones still turn on, but there's nothing left to connect to. No calls, no messages, no internet. Milo steps outside. The street is full of people doing the exact same thing, standing in doorways, staring up at a sky suddenly thick with stars none of them have ever noticed before. Traffic lights are dead, cars still move, but slower now, more careful, drivers waving each other through empty intersections like it's 100 years earlier. By the first night, hospitals switch over to emergency generators. Grocery store freezers start to warm. Gas station pumps, run by electric motors, stop working completely, which means no car in the city can refuel. Milo lights a candle. It's the first time he's used one in years. He can hear his neighbors out on their balconies. Real conversations drifting across the street because for once there's nothing else to do. No television, no scrolling, just voices. By the next morning, the real consequences begin. Water pressure starts dropping in the high-rise buildings because the pumps that push water up to the top floors run on electricity too. People start hauling buckets up the stairwells by hand. Banks can't process a single transaction. ATMs turn into dark, useless rectangles. Cash becomes the only currency that still works, and within hours, small bills are suddenly worth more than gold. Grocery stores throw open their doors and start handing out food before it spoils, since nothing can be refrigerated and nothing can be sold through a register anyway. Milo trades half a loaf of bread for a working flashlight. Overnight, barter becomes the new economy. By the second day, something stranger starts to happen. The city goes quiet in a way Milo has never experienced. No hum of air conditioners, no distant traffic drone, no electric buzz humming behind the walls, just wind, footsteps, and birds. Birds that suddenly sound louder than anything else, filling a silence the machines use to drown out completely. Animals start showing up in places they normally avoid. Deer wander through empty intersections. Without streetlights, without the constant glow leaking off the city, nocturnal animals move differently. Bolder, like the night finally belongs to them again. Then comes a twist. On the second night, Milo climbs up to the roof of his building with his neighbors, and for the first time in his life, he sees the Milky Way stretched directly over the city skyline. Not a photo, not a documentary, the actual galaxy, visible only because there isn't a single artificial light left to compete with it. Someone on the roof starts crying, not from fear, from something closer to wonder. It's the twist nobody expected. The blackout that terrified an entire planet also uncovered something the modern world has been quietly hiding for over a century. The sky itself. Just before the 48 hours run out, engineers managed to bring the first regional grids back online. Power returns in waves, city by city, block by block. Milo is standing on his balcony when it happens. A single streetlight flickers, hesitates, then burns steady again. Then another, then the whole skyline slowly rebuilds itself, tower by tower, light by light. Cheers ring out across the neighborhood. Phones buzz back to life all at once, flooding with 2 days of missed notifications. But Milo doesn't go back inside right away. He stays out on the balcony a little longer, looking up one last time before the stars disappear behind the glow of a billion returning lights. Because for 48 hours, the world went quiet enough to remember what it looked like and sounded like without electricity running underneath everything. And somewhere, deep down, a small part of him wonders if the world was ever really meant to be this loud, this bright, all the time. Weeks later, life goes back to normal. The lights stay on. The phones stay charged, Traffic lights blink through their colors like nothing ever happened. The noise never really stops again. But sometimes, late at night, Milo still steps out onto that same balcony. He turns off every light in his apartment first, just for a minute, just to see if the stars are still there. They always are. The world just usually makes it too bright to notice. And that, more than the blackout itself, is the part Milo never forgets. Not the 2 days without power, but the one night he finally looked up.